Hey guys, Cheesette Cowan, CEO of Real Estate, excited to talk to you about managing your time today. And just things you can do to be more intentional with your business overall. But I think it starts with time. One of the things that is just very important is that you have to understand that we're on a limited amount of time. I don't like to waste time. So I tell people that I drive time very seriously. And I do that through a calendar. It may sound simple, but I cannot tell you the number of people that they get offended by my calendar. And it's like, I realize now why. Successful people are intentional about where they're going. They're intentional about their results. They're intentional about their time because the time and the way they manage it is what gives them the ability to be consistent in the areas that they want to drive growth in. But here's the thing, when we come into the real estate space, we have this mindset like, oh my God, I'm an entrepreneur. I can do what I want. I have my own schedule. Worst idea ever. You should be following a schedule. I get to my office every day between 8 o'clock and 8:30. Mondays I get there at 8 o'clock because I do a Bible study every Monday. And then the rest of the days of the week, I start script practice at 8:30. So I generally get there about 8:30. 9 o'clock at the latest. Why? Because it's consistency in showing up with my time that allows me to be more effective in it. But here's the other part. It allows me to drive and strategize for income producing activities. Here's what I mean. Lead generation. That's a time block on my calendar. Generally from 9 to 11 or from 9 to 12. Nothing, and I'm going to say this again, nothing gets in the way of my lead generation. Nothing. Because in real estate, there's nothing else more important than generating leads. If you're not generating leads, you don't have a business. The whole purpose of real estate is it's a sales, it's a numbers game. And here's the thing, if you know it's a numbers game, how are you not strategizing on the numbers that it takes, the number of people that you need to talk to grow your business? And if you're strategizing and you know the number of people you need to talk to, the next thing is you have to time block to make sure you have the time to do it. Here's the other thing. Lead generation is important. It's not urgent. See, urgent things scream at you. They need to be done now. Lead generation is important. It's not urgent. It's not going to scream at you. Here's the thing. If you don't do it, it won't ever scream at you. But you won't ever have any money either. But let me tell you what's urgent. Phone calls, emails. Oh, this person wants to talk to me. Oh, I got to talk to my cousin, uncle, sister, brother. Guess what? After 5 o'clock, after my non-working hours, or after my lead generation hours. Here's the thing. I don't plan my whole day, but I'm very intentional about the lead generation portion of it because that's how I make money. There's no there's no problem in your real estate business that lead generation can't solve. Here's why. Lead generation can get you 5 more clients. Let's just using $10,000 as a round number for commission. 5 more clients is an extra $50,000 a month. There's no problem in your business that $50,000 a month can't solve. In a year, that's 500. That's 600,000. There's no problem in your business, not in your life, in your business, that $600,000 ain't gonna solve. Oh, okay, I don't have a babysitter. Good. $600,000, you go hire a full-time teacher. Done. Oh, I don't have a car. Good. $600,000, you can go buy a Mercedes and hire the teacher. Done. Why am I telling you this? Because if you're going to be intentional about anything in your business, it's your time, your lead generation, your lead follow-up. Those are paramount. And those are the things that every agent, when they start, they do everything but that. They're working on social media. I didn't have a website for 7 years, and I'm still making high 6 figures without a website. Go figure. Without a social media strategy. Go figure. You see the YouTube videos now, but 5 years ago, there was videos on my phone. My BlackBerry, they was ugly videos. That's what I have. I love this quote by Arthur Ashe. Start where you are, use what you have, and do what you can. Figure out how to manage your time and you will manage your life. Here's why. Your time is really a reflection of your values. That's another thing that people don't understand. Your values show up in your calendar. See, when you waste a lot of time, what that tells me is that you value other people. You're a people pleaser. See, when you value production and you value your business and you value the things that once your business is successful, that it's going to do for the people that you love and for the people whose lives you want to change, oh, you get very meticulous about your calendar. Somebody says, got a minute? I got 2 and that's it because I got to get back to my activities. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm not going to accommodate you. Definitely going to accommodate you, just not during the time blocks of things that are going to drive my business forward. Agents make this mistake all the time because here's why. Here's where this mentality comes from. You're used to working at a job. This is the employee versus employer mindset. See, when I worked at Blue Cross Blue Shield, my salary was $120,000 a year. I got paid just for being in the building. I could be in the building all day and do nothing and still get paid that day. See, in real estate, spend 4 or 5 days not doing anything. Because what you do in real estate shows up in 30, 60, 90 days. Spend 4 or 5 days not doing anything. Guess what you won't have? A paycheck. So here's the thing. If you value a paycheck, which I do because I got bills, I just paid my mortgage today. If you value a paycheck, you got to have time blocks to position yourself to get to where you need to get to financially so that your value of having a paycheck can be materialized, right? So when agents come to me, the first thing I'm doing, and this is one of the bold principles, is it's not about selling real estate. It's about following a schedule. That's the first lever. I don't want to talk to you about sales. I want to talk to you about your schedule. I want to talk to you about what life commitments that you have. Because it's God, family, then business. Your commitments to God come first. Put all your spiritual stuff, put all your family stuff, and then tell me after you have those commitments on your calendar, what time do you have left? Okay, out of a 40-hour work week, you got 20 hours left. All right, now we got 20 hours to work with. Let's figure out how to kill these 20 hours. You don't need a whole bunch of time. You just need to be strategic and intentional about the time that you do have. I don't care if you're dual career and you work full time. If you got an hour a day, I can show you how to crush it in an hour a day. You don't need a lot of time. You need intentionality, and you need to be very strategic about what you do in that time. Let me give you another example of what that looks like. I was talking with an agent. She said, I cold called for 3 hours yesterday. How many people did you talk to? 10. You didn't cold call for 3 hours. I don't know what you did for 3 hours. So you had the time block, but this is where a coach comes in, the effectiveness of the time block. I cold call, I talked to 10 people in 30 minutes. You ain't called for 3 hours. What were you doing? Well, I was looking up the properties to make sure that, okay, so you were actually researching. You weren't actually cold calling. When we break down the actual dial time, this is why I'm such a fan of a dialer. Get you a dialer. This is why I'm such a fan of a dialer. The dialer will tell you how much time you actively spent dialing. Told her to get a dialer, 3 hour time block. Guess how many minutes she dialed for? 19 in 3 hours. So don't look at your business and get, excited that you lead generated for 3 hours. You didn't. You lead generated for 19 minutes. You just did it in 3 hours. This is the time suck that a lot of people are just getting caught up in. And here's the thing. When you come out of the employee mindset, you look at your time a lot differently. I struggled as a coach, especially in our brokerage, because new agents just don't understand time. So especially because they're coming out of the employee mindset. A lot of them have had businesses before, so they understand it. But I came to your office. I needed to see you. Did you make an appointment? Well, no. Okay, do you go to your doctor's office? Let me ask you, can you just show up at your doctor's appointment and be like, you know what, doctor, I need to see you right now. They're going to say, oh, I'm sorry. Did you make an appointment? Would you like to make an appointment? You're going to make an appointment, and guess what? You're going to be fine with that. But guess what? When it comes to people, we get frustrated with them because she thinks she all that. Why she got a calendar? But here's what you don't tell you. The devil don't tell you this, that they're going to use everything around you to get you off of your target, to get you off of your production, to get you off of the things that you value most. It's not going to come through strangers. It's going to come through the people that you love. I had to explain to my mother. My mother would be like, every time I call you, you can never speak. You call me at 10 o'clock in the morning in the middle of my lead generation time. How about we talk at 3? Well, I can't do that because I have a class at 3. Oh, okay. So you have something on your calendar at 3. I'll respect that if you'll do that in return. And see, we always hear this, that you teach people how to treat you. Don't be afraid to tell somebody, I would love to help you. I would be honored to help you. However, I have this going on at this time. I have alternate times available, and then you make those alternate times available if you so choose. But don't ever give up the time that it takes to be intentional with growing your business for people. People that don't manage their calendar, I'm like, you got to be a people pleaser, because that's really a reflection of you saying yes, yes, yes to everybody. And what you say yes to them, you're saying no to yourself. When I say yes to somebody that interrupts my lead generation, I'm actually saying no to my kids. My kids want to go on vacation and do different things, and I could be lead generating and strategizing on a way to make that happen for them. But instead, I'm saying yes to you because you have an emergency, which really is not an emergency, by the way. It's a failure to plan. And because you didn't plan, you want your failure to plan to become my emergency. I'm sorry, I can't do that at this time. I love you. See you later. Talk to you later. Schedule it. Goodbye. We have to get that intentional, and I hope you hear the spirit behind what I'm saying. It's not anything of a mean thing. It's just what's required to go to the next level. People that are successful are strategic with their time. They're intentional about what they do with it. You have to get to that point. I don't care if you're in real estate 1 day, 1 year, 6 months, 10 years. I know real estate agents that have been in the real estate industry for 20 years and they still have not mastered this, and their income reflects it. You are not going to just make more money because you breathe and exist. You have to strategize your way there. You have to be intentional about getting there. And that means setting aside time to practice. 8:30 to 9 every day, that script practice, the reason why I don't forego that, that's my practice time. That's how I become more effective in what I'm doing. See, sometimes you could be doing the right thing, you're just not doing it effective. So for example, like I said about the calling, you could be lead generating, you're doing it on the phone, but if you do it with a dialer, you can do it more effectively, which means when you do it more effectively, you can do it better, which means you can get better results in less time. That's what I'm saying about the whole conversion thing. And you've watched previous videos of me. I told you that I used to go on 10 appointments and get 5. Now I've strategized where I can go on 7 appointments and get 7. I can work less and still make more. I don't got to go on 10 appointments, because if I'm going on 10 and getting 5, I'm 50% conversion. Let's just say $10,000 round number. Let's say they close. That's a $50,000 commission. But if I go on 7 and get 7, I made 70,000, and then the time that I would have spent going on those extra 3 appointments, I don't have to go on. More money, less time. That's what coaching does. It helps you figure out how to make the adjustments in the areas that you need to, so that you can be more effective, be more strategic, so that ultimately you can make more money. My goal in real estate as a coach, I want to help people make money. I don't want real estate agents. Listen, if I'm coaching you, you are not allowed to make $100,000. And I've said this before. That's the bare minimum. $100,000 is what $100 used to be back to us when we was our kids' age. It's not enough. And if it is enough, you still need more, because if God calls you to do something for other people and to bless other people, it's not enough for you and them. And we want to be the people with the pitcher in our hand, which means we got to strategize. We got to be able to have enough for us and anybody else that can need us to be a blessing to them. But that only happens when we're intentional with our time. It's not going to happen just because you show up and you got your real estate license. In Florida, the real estate license is the second most license in the state, other than the driver's license. More people have a real estate license than any other license in the state. What's going to separate you from these thousands of other realtors that got their license because they saw HGTV and they thought it was easy? It's not easy. But it is possible to get to where you want to be with strategy, with intentionality. And that's what we talk about in our membership. Our membership is all about helping people be strategic and intentional about building their business. We want you to hit your target every single time. So we're giving you the skills, the confidence, the mindset reset, everything that you need to grow your business. So here's the thing. Link in the bio. I've said this before. The whole goal of coaching is to get you to the finish line, the play, the win a lot faster. A lot of times we're spinning our wheels and here's the thing. I used to think, well, coaching is expensive. Coaching is not expensive. It's just what you value. See, I value coaching, so the money just figures out a way to get to me. When you don't really value coaching, see, a lot of people value Louis Vuitton. So what they do with their money is they go and they run to the mall and they get Louis Vuitton. See, when I get money, I always think about who am I going to pay? I found a guy today and I was like, okay, I'm already in a coaching situation. I just signed up for this sales course. I was like, you know what? This is my next thing. Like I'm going to, and it's quite expensive. And I was like, I'm going to have that money. I'm going to take this course for 6 months, but then I'm going to take that next. I'm already strategizing for my next level because I understand that in order for me to continue to grow, I have to invest in me and I have to be intentional and strategic, and I need help with that. Even as a coach, I need help with that. The coach needs a coach, right? So now I'm moving into coaching coaches, and I love this space because they get it. They already invested. They've invested in other coaching, and now they're taking their coaching program, their brands, their real estate careers, their real estate teams a lot of times to the next level. So I'm excited that I get to partner with them in that. But about you, the membership, click on the link in the bio. You need to be in it. If you are not hitting the marks that you want to make, hitting the marks that you want to hit in real estate, you're not making the money you want to make, if you're working a lot and feeling like you're just not seeing results, it might be a problem of effectiveness. And effectiveness is something that, yes, you can bang your head up against the wall and figure it out. It's just going to take more time. And in the time that you take to figure it out, you're going to be losing money. So click on the link in the bio. Let's have a conversation. At least get into the membership. We have definitely a second tier that's a little less expensive, but the investment is minimal. You're worth it. Invest in you. Don't make this about anything else other than your personal growth, and God will meet you there. So I look forward to seeing you in the CEO community. Bye-bye.